An Arizona woman smuggled hundreds of illegal immigrants across the border for $15,000 each, right? So, an Arizona woman stands accused of smuggling hundreds of illegal immigrants into the U.S. after they coughed up as much as $15,000 a pop to get across the border, authorities said Sunday. Tania Estudillo Hernandez, 24, allegedly smuggled between 80 to 100 migrants a month into the country for 6 months before she was arrested. Now let's do like a little bit of like really quick math. So let's just do the higher one. So 100 migrants a month, 6 months. Actually, no. Wait. Let's do 100 migrants times 15K per month. So 15 times 6 for 6 months. That means this Arizona woman should have made about $9 million. Dear Lord. Like, dear Lord. That is so beyond crazy. Like, that is so crazy. Can you imagine having like $9 million? Yeah, so, yeah, that's exactly right. So she would be about the $9 million mark, right? Like, what did she do with all this money, right? See, this is the one of the main things I've never understood about criminals who go down this path. Wouldn't you stop after a certain point and just like retire? Why are you still doing it? You're going to get caught if you keep doing it. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. So Hernandez was busted during a traffic stop while transporting a Guatemalan national, according to El Mirage, Arizona police. Authorities were tipped off to the scheme when they received a report of a person being held for ransom at a house in the city. The callers said there were multiple people kidnapped, including the caller's husband, police said. Authorities arrived at the home to find Hernandez fleeing in a vehicle and pulled her over. During the traffic stop, two smugglers allegedly fled Hernandez's home with 10 undocumented immigrants, police said. A subsequent search of the home recovered a semi-automatic rifle, two handguns, ammunition, ledgers that indicated human smuggling, and other evidence, officials said. One of the handguns was reportedly stolen, and the ledgers indicated that Hernandez managed and directed the operation, police said, and she was charged with kidnapping, money laundering, conducting participation in an illegal enterprise and conspiracy, and is being held in the Maricopa County Jail. And the 10 migrants have not been located. And El Mirage is 25 miles northwest of Phoenix and about 130 miles from Arizona's border with Mexico. And again, like, one, don't commit crimes to make money, no matter how good the money might be. Because the reality is, you could probably find something legal to sell for $15,000 a pop, right? It might be hard to find, but you could probably find something, right? Because if enough people want something badly enough, they are probably willing to spend a lot of money for it. Let's check out some of the comments. How much unskilled labor does America need? How many house cleaners, landscapers, dishwashers, busboys, sweepers, house painters, car wash attendants, box boys, etc., will be enough? Where are the doctors, surgeons, teachers, professors, pharmacists, engineers, machinists, chefs, nurses, dentists, lawyers, and others who are not only educated but who can help 350 million people already here in a higher and much more needed capacity. Let's see. How poor are these people when they pay $15,000 entry fee into the States? I guess they are poorer, 15,000, but that is a lot of money for the average Joe. Sorry to use that moniker here in North America. In South America, I imagine it is of even greater value. Why in the world would those skilled people ever leave their country? They make decent money and are happy there. It's the losers and criminals that are fleeing. So a migrant has 15K, easier to buy a plane ticket and claim you're just coming for a vacation and then don't leave. Something doesn't add up. You obviously don't know how it works. Getting a visa is difficult for most. Unless you can prove you have no reason to stay, you're not getting a visa. Problem? Up to $9 million in under the counter money. Exactly. Right? So basically, it's, about what I said. Is like, roughly speaking, she made her illegal company made about $9 million, which is insane to me. Like, that is such a crazy amount of money for anyone that's like stumbles upon this. What the hell would you do with $9 million? Like, seriously, let's say that you were to win the lottery. What the hell would you do with $9 million? Let's say that you were to create a business and you were to get like $9 million in profits from that business. What would you even do with that money? Right? Because after a certain point of money, right, you are just paying for a bigger box to sleep in, a bigger box to drive in. Like, what's the point after a certain point, right? Like, why are you continuously risking your life for not much more gain? $35,000 bail, and she's making 15,000 a clip. She would be bailed out within hours. Where they give 15K, they have to pay the 15 first before they can be released, I guess. See, I think the way that probably this typically happens is I think they either pay up front or they basically work as like an indentured servant for years to pay off their debt. And the 15,000 I think might turn into like 20, might turn into 25, might turn into 30. No doubt she works for the cartel or her family would be hanging from an overpass. At just 10K per illegal alien, smuggled in and 5 million got in since Biden welcomed them in, so that's $50 billion in revenues. You think they give Biden a cut? I wouldn't doubt it. Interesting. So, how do illegal aliens come up with $15,000? And what will be her penalty for engaging in human trafficking? The thing is, she's. See, this is an interesting thing, right? Because this is some pretty serious crimes. So, I don't know what would happen to this lady. But, you also got to think about it too. She's probably not the leader. So, whoever's above her is probably going to find a way for her to get out because she was really good at making the money. I mean, able to make like $9 million. I mean, you probably wouldn't abandon someone that could make that type of money for you. Okay, so she charges the illegals 15,000 each, and the judge actually set her bond at $35,000. She'll be out and south of the border, lickety split. So that's pretty crazy. Yeah, see, if she actually really only got like a $35,000 bond for this massive, massive human trafficking situation, that's pretty insane. She would probably flee the country or hide somewhere in the country. Like, you're probably not going to be able to find her again, especially since she's good at making that type of money. Feel free to give your thoughts. I thought that this was just kind of like interesting, right? Because I mean, $15,000 a pop is some crazy numbers to really think about.